What is up, everybody? Josh Rival here. I am all locked up in my house doing the self-quarantine thing, trying not to expose myself, trying not to expose anyone else. The coronavirus has locked things down here in Denver. Depending where you are in the country, things probably look a little different, but here in Denver, I think they just implemented a stay-at-home policy where only go outside if it's for essential items, food, stuff like that. Otherwise, stay inside and minimize exposure. So that's what I've been doing and getting a little stir crazy, so I figure do another gear review. This time I'll review the chest protectors I have. I have a Warrior and an STX chest protector, so kind of go over the things I noticed about them, what I like, what I didn't like, kind of point it out to you guys and all that stuff. So let's get the camera set up and let's get into it. Oh, really quick, if you noticed the t-shirt on the tortoise tank back there, it's just because it's a little late and I have all her lights off and stuff, and I didn't want to be disturbing her with my light setup. All right, so there we go. So I figured I'd start with the chest protector I wore last season. This is the STX Shield 300, and excuse me. Don't worry, I'm not sick. Oh god. Definitely not the newest one they've released the STX Shield 600. That one's a little better. I'll be reviewing this one, comparing it with the chest protector I am using this season, the Warrior Nemesis Pro. I'll be kind of comparing them on 5 different areas: price, flexibility, mobility, coverage, and comfortability. Almost messed those up. Starting off with the Shield 300. Price, I ended up getting this thing last season for right around $100. I think it was 99 bucks. Just got it from Dick's Sporting Goods. Starting out with this guy here, the flexibility isn't the greatest. It's pretty stiff actually, but you know, being a first-time goalie last year, I kind of liked how stiff and just kind of protected I felt wearing this thing. Although it's not the most flexible, doesn't offer the greatest mobility, definitely offered a lot of protection, made me feel really safe while I was in cage. It helped me kind of get out of that mindset of like being, you know, jumping out of the way when a shot comes in. So that's one kind of the benefits I noticed of using this guy right off the bat. Like I mentioned, the mobility isn't the greatest, so when you're wearing it and it kind of sticks off your chest just a little bit, and that's just because there's, you know, double layer of padding here, and it's pretty thick padding. It doesn't really get in the way or anything like that, but does kind of limit your mobility slightly. Comfortability, it's still really comfortable. The stiffness of it does kind of, I think, had an effect as far as once you had it on during games. I found myself doing this quite a bit. If you've played goalie, you know this struggle. Constantly, all game, just like, oh my gosh. Tends to do that a little bit, and I think that probably just because I like to have my chest protector a little bit tighter, so I have the back straps not super tight, but I have them a little tight, and so that might kind of cause a little bit of that. But it does ride up a little bit, kind of affect the comfortability just slightly. The overall, the coverage of it, as far as, you know, this one does have better coverage as far as, you know, covering a greater amount of your torso. This is the one thing that I noticed with chest protectors is wider coverage often means less mobility, so, and vice versa. If you have more coverage over your body, you probably have a little bit less movement, and then if you have a little bit more movement, probably have a little bit less coverage. And this comparison right here goes to show exactly why I've kind of come to believe that. And if you start to look at the Nemesis Pro here, which, like I mentioned, is already going to be a little bit higher quality just based on the price. I ended up getting this thing, I think it was about 180 bucks, and now they're on Lacrosse Monkey for 140, 150. It's obviously going to be a little better material, going to be a little better all around. The flexibility of it, you can just tell by looking at it. This thing is super flexible, already has a lot of these pre-cut folds in here, similar to the STX Shield, but the amount of them is just a lot greater. So you have a lot more flexibility when wearing this guy. The mobility, which as I already mentioned, is kind of in proportion to the coverage. So you have a little less coverage with this chest protector, but you have a little bit more mobility as well. So while you have a little bit, it covers a little bit less up here on your torso, that just gives greater range of motion for your arms. I will say that the extra mobility has kind of allowed me to where I'm not so like stagnant. My feet aren't so like planted. You know, me being a smaller goalie, I really have to rely on my mobility, my, you know, explosiveness, acceleration, and my reflexes. So I really have to be fast. So yeah, me being a smaller goalie, I really have to rely on my mobility. So a little bit of that, losing a little bit of the coverage has kind of benefited my game just a little bit. Something to kind of take in mind, kind of consider a little bit. The only downfall to this chest protector now is that they did recently modify the high school and college regulations as far as, you know, the padding that covers the sternum here. They really kind of ramped it up a bit. And if you've seen the Maverick, if you've seen the new Maverick chest protectors, which our freshman goalie Hayden had one, ended up getting one of those this season, and it's literally just like a giant dome that covers the sternum. Pretty much the new guidelines, new policy calls for a lot more padding on there. So unfortunately, this one does not fall under that, you know, guidelines anymore, as far as I could tell. If you could do a little bit more research and you find out otherwise, definitely comment below, let me know. But yeah, other than that, you know, I definitely liked using this guy last season. It definitely helped get the stiffness and the thickness of the pads. Really helped me kind of lose that fear of getting in front of the ball and all that stuff. So I definitely would recommend this for, you know, if you're a new goalie stepping into cage for the first time and you're kind of hesitant about getting behind shots. The STX Shield, really nice line of chest protectors. I would definitely recommend the Nemesis Pro if you're a little bit more experienced in cage. If you're like me and you're a little bit, you know, smaller, if you kind of mold your game around, you know, your agility, quickness, speed, I definitely would recommend the Nemesis Pro. But they're both super awesome. So there you have it. I hope that helps you out a little bit. I know there's no games, so there's really no reason to go and buy a new chest protector, but I am bored as all hell, and I figured waste a little bit of time, give you guys some information, and who knows, maybe before next season you're scrolling through Sideline Swap and you peep one of these guys and you say, whoa, that's a hella good deal. And I just saw on Josh's video that he totally recommends this. I'm gonna buy it. Probably. That's probably exactly how it would go down. Something like that. But anyway, as you can tell, I'm losing my mind a little bit in here. Still waiting on the update for April 6th to see if we go back, if we hit the field again or not this season. I will definitely keep you guys posted. I'm going to be doing probably another whole gear bag video, since I kind of, you know, am a jack of all trades now, where I kind of float around and do different positions. I have a bunch of lacrosse gear. I played midi, and now this year playing long pole. Obviously you guys know I play goalie, so I have a bunch of gear. Probably make a really long video going through all the stuff that I have. But yeah, hope you guys are all staying healthy. I hope your families are staying healthy. Hope you guys are, you know, finding a way to get through this and, you know, pass time and aren't losing your mind. Feel free to reach out if you guys want to talk. Comment below. I'll hit you guys back up. Thanks to all my subscribers. Keep helping me out. I really appreciate you guys. And Yep, stay safe, wash your hands, don't touch your face, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Let's go, Lynx, baby.
I belong to you. Do just what you want.